Good evening, high school sports fans, and welcome again to another edition of Big Time Sports. I'm the Mellow Tones of Charlie Jones, and tonight we are going to talk Shot Clock Classic. Coming up on the 27th and 28th of this month at the Field House in Canton, and you can't find a better venue for high school basketball. At the Field House in Canton on the 27th and 28th, it's the Shot Clock Classic with 5 games the first day and another 5 on the second day. It's a basketball junkie's dream. And in the house tonight to talk about it is the director of the Shot Clock Classic, Mr. Adam Hall. But until we get to our guest tonight, wow, are we busy again? We are number one. We know it. You know it. That's why we've got such a huge fan base. But here we go this week. Shot Clock Classic on the show here, of course. Up north, we've got Tom McBride and his Lake Blue Streaks in the house with my buddy Joe Dunn. So you can watch the Lake Blue Streaks Thursday night at 7:30 and again Saturday at 8:30. What's on tap this week for games from your friends at Big Time Sports? I'm going to do this without taking a breath, I hope. All right, so Tuesday night, we're going to be at Garaway as they take on the Minerva Lions. It's Minerva and Garaway Tuesday night. Then let's go to Friday night. How about the Worcester Generals at New Philly? That'll be a good game now. I'll tell you what, Quakers are looking pretty good. They got a tough contest coming up against Worcester. You can watch Worcester and New Philly Friday night right here. And then, of course, you can watch the Green Bulldogs against the Lake Blue Streaks Friday night. Our game up north will be the Bulldogs of Green against the Blue Streaks of Lake High School. Last and certainly not least, while we've got the Northwest Indians at Louisville. That'll be a Saturday night game up north. It'll be the Northwest Indians going to Louisville. So there you have it. We're busy again this week. We want to thank you for taking care of Big Time Sports. So we're going to step back. We're going to take a quick break. When I come back, Shot Clock Classic and Adam Hall will be sitting right here with those mellow tones to tell us all about it. We'll be back after you watch this from Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
The all-new 2026 Chevy Equinox is here at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Sleek, smart, and ready for summer fun. With advanced tech, bold styling, and room for the whole crew, it's the perfect ride for every adventure. Stop in today, take a spin, and see why everyone's talking about the new Equinox. Ferris Chevrolet Toyota on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's. Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome back to the Big Time Sports Show. As advertised, we are going to talk about the Shot Clock Classic. As I told you in the open, December 27, 28 at the greatest high school basketball venue in the state of Ohio. And that is, of course, you know this, the Canton Field House. 5 games on the 27th, 5 games on the 28th. We got a hustle tonight. I've got the director of the Shot Clock Classic with me, Adam Hall. Adam Hall? Shot Clock Classic. What does it mean, shot clock? Where did you come up with that name?
Yeah, well, Charlie, first off, it's great to be here. I appreciate you letting me come and talk a little bit about the event. This is our second year running the event. It was a huge success last year, so we're doing it again this year, December 27th, 28th, like you talked about. Not a better venue in Ohio to host this game, and Joe Bogdan's done a great job in getting this set up for us. I want to start out with some important information for anybody that wants to go. So tickets are currently on sale. If you go to the Canton McKinley Athletics website, you can purchase tickets. $7 pre-sale, $10 at the door all day.
Wow,
all day.
$10 all day for
all
5?
Day.
That's only $2 a game.
That's $2 a game.
Pretty quick.
If you leave, though, you can't get back in. You got to buy another ticket. So, no, we're really excited. We have just an unbelievable slate of games that we're really excited about.
All right, so you got 5 on the first day, 5 on the second day. So you are not only the director of the Shot Clock Classic, but you're also the media director for the Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association, right?
Yeah, I wear a lot of different hats with the association. I love it. I love giving back to the game. The Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association, a great organization. You know, I got involved through a couple of your buddies that you know, and Larry Wilson and Scott Bardall. They brought me in about 12 years ago and just been with them ever since, and just love every minute of it.
You have your meetings at Larry's patio out in Arizona.
Yeah, flies us out for sure.
That's exactly right. Nice and warm out there.
That's right.
Hey, so anyway, let's now talk about the matchups, because, you know, that draws the interest, that gets the people in the building. So who do you have?
Yeah, so I'm just going to go through the schedule so the folks understand who's playing and what to expect. So at noon on the first day, we have Shelby versus West Branch girls program, 1:45. Local matchup, the Northwest girls versus the Canton McKinley girls. As you know, Canton McKinley has a stud, and Maya Taylor has had 2 games already where she scored over 40 points a game. So really excited to see her play. At 3:30, this game will be broadcast on Big Time Sports. The Olentangy Braves are coming up from Columbus to play the Hoover boys. Unbelievable matchup there. At 5:15, Elyria and Massillon. We really don't need a shot clock for that game. They're going to be up and down the entire game. And a big game at 7 o'clock that night will be the Maysville Panthers versus the Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's Fighting Irish. As you know, Maysville won the state title last year. Return everybody. Just had a huge overtime win against Kettering Alder, 110 to 102. That's scores you saw back in the 60s when you played, Charlie, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a feature game on that at Saturday night. Then on Sunday, we have the Grand Valley versus Rocky River boys kicking us off at noon, followed by Olentangy Berlin versus the Rocky River girls. Some elite level talent in that game will be on display. At 3:30, a little local flavor. We have Hamilton Township coming in to play the Canton Central Catholic.
Matt Kramer and his crew.
At 5:15, Ursuline versus Talmadge. Once again, no shot clock needed for that game. And then finally, another game on Big Time Sports. Once again, probably don't need a shot clock, is the Canton McKinley Bulldogs versus Warren Harding. So once again, 2 days, unbelievable slate of games, high-level talent, high-level coaching. So it should be a great 2 days at the Canton McKinley Fieldhouse.
And who is the headliner for the Shot Clock Classic? Who is the event sponsor?
Yep. So this year's Shot Clock Classic is going to be presented by none other than Big Time Sports. So we thank you for your support.
Okay, now let's talk about, so anything different about these games? You got 5 each day. Anything different? You're playing by the same rules as everybody plays?
Same rules, except, you know, we are utilizing the shot clock, which it's a very simple rules for the shot clock. It's a 35-second shot clock, full reset, back to 35. The only time it resets under 35 is if the clock gets below 20 and there's an intentionally kicked ball, then it just resets back to 20. That's only if it's below 20.
The official will tell the guy at the bench if it was kicked or not.
Absolutely. So the clock's not going to reset on, say, a deflection, a timeout, an injury, an inadvertent whistle. It just stays as is. So the rules for the shot clock, and we use the NFHS rules, are very simple.
Okay. All right. So why the push? Why put on this thing called Shot Clock Classic? We know, we've heard the chatter out there about the shot clock is coming. The shot clock is coming. Yeah. What do I mean?
I know you're a numbers guy, Charlie, so I'm going to throw some numbers at you.
All right, go ahead.
So we did a survey back in the fall. We got 1,120 responses from all head coaches throughout the state, both boys and girls coaches. It was a 70-30 split. 70 coaches are for it, 30 are against the shot clock.
Wow.
33 states in the U.S. now have the shot clock. There's 2 others that have just recently adopted the shot clock in Kentucky and Pennsylvania. Wisconsin and Michigan both have proposals on the table. The Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association also has a potential proposal on the table as well. But we got to get data from these events. And that's why we're hosting this event. We want to get data from not only the coaches, but the officials, the people running the events, the athletic directors, and be able to gather that data to then be able to present to the OHSAA on why we think we need to bring the shot clock to Ohio high school basketball.
All right, Adam, they're telling me I got to throw it to break, so let's sit back here for a minute and watch a message from your good friends at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
The all-new 2026 Chevy Equinox is here at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Sleek, smart, and ready for summer fun. With advanced tech, bold styling, and room for the whole crew, it's the perfect ride for every adventure. Stop in today, take a spin, and see why everyone's talking about the new Equinox. Ferris Chevrolet Toyota on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
The other guy's insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
We are back to the Big Time Sports Show. Tonight we're talking about the Shot Clock Classic and, by the way, the evolution of this thing called a shot clock in high school basketball. With me, the expert, the guy that's been involved since day one. Adam is stirring the pot, trying to get this thing called shot clock done for high school basketball. Now, you say that you have sponsored, you and your good friends at the Basketball Coach Association, 3 events, okay, that helps you with this.
Yeah, so one of the things we talked about last segment, Charlie, is we want to get data. We want to get more information on how it works, the implementation, the use of the shot clock. What are the officials saying? What are the coaches saying? What are the ADs saying? So we didn't necessarily want to open it up to any in-season tournament that wanted to use a shot clock because the OHSBCA still wants to have a presence at these events and make sure they're run the right way. So what we did is we put it out there and people were able to apply for events held over the Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. Okay, and there were certain rules that had to be in place and stipulations. For instance, the shot clock had to be mounted on the backboard; it couldn't be on a wall. And then we, asked other questions about the event. So the OHSAA and the OHSBCA has sanctioned 3 events over MLK Junior weekend, and that would be the Classic in the Country out in Berlin, the Battle in the 614, which is going to be in Columbus, and then the Fort Loramie Classic up in Northwest Ohio, which the interesting thing about that is you're going to have a lot of those Northwest Ohio teams up there that love to play at a slower pace and love to grind it out. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch and see how they handle the shot clock in those games.
So when the fans arrive at the field house on December 27th, when they walk in the door, the ticket taker is going to hand them a recipe card that says, vote now. And it's real simple. As a fan, do you want a shot clock? Yes or no? we will draw, okay, at the second day, we will draw from all of these opinions, and you will get a Big Time Sports gift card.
Well, I think that'd be great, Charlie.
I mean, that's just an idea for you.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's certain, when we talk about the shot clock, and I get it, I understand the barriers that are in place, and I understand the pushback, and let's just talk from an athletic director standpoint, and like I said, we're trying to move our game forward, okay? And the shot clock is coming whether we like it or not. Did you ever think we were going to have name, image, and likeness?
No, but I can't understand.
If you had name, image, and likeness when you played, Charlie, you wouldn't even need to do this.
No, that's correct.
You'd be taken care of already, but it's coming. And so, like, when we talk about barriers, you know, cost is something I always hear. What's going to cost too much? The average shot clock, to get 2 of them, is going to be between $2,800 and $6,000.
Sweet banana. Are you kidding me?
A lot less than the $12,000 to $15,000 we heard. And the installation fee, you're looking anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000. But if you have people within your school district that can run the electric and install them, they can do it on their own for free. So the cost argument, I don't buy. The argument of who's going to run it. I get it. That's a big concern because, I mean, you look around the state right now, a lot of these new scoreboards, you know, they have the side panels where you can put the players' points and fouls, which I hate that because that's the last thing we need is these kids looking to see how many points they have.
Right. I agree.
But how many of those gyms do you go to where those are blank because they don't have somebody that can run that part of it? And now you're saying, we gotta get somebody to run the shot clock too?
So do you have to be a Rhodes Scholar to run the shot clock? Is that what you're telling me?
No, it's easy. And could you get a volunteer potentially? Might you have to pay somebody? Yes, but we have the football play clocks. We have people that have to track the liberos in volleyball. You know, one of the suggestions coming from our organization is JV officials. Pay one of the JV officials to stay and run the shot clock for the varsity game because right now, the proposal that is on the table that we would like to see would be varsity only contest with the option of playing them at JV or freshman level if both teams agree.
Sure,
Doesn't have to be. But from our survey that we got, it was a resounding varsity only for right now. Hopefully it can go down and trickle down so by the time they get to the varsity, they have an opportunity to have already played with it. So, I mean, I understand the barriers that are in place, but we'll figure it out just like we figured everything else out, just like we'll figure the NIL out as well.
I think, now listen to this statement, and because you're the coach, okay, you're the legendary coach.
I don't know about that.
Well, no. anyway, so I don't think the game needs to change. I think that shot clock is going to make the game easier, okay, for the coaches. Now, why do I say that?
Well, Charlie,
how many years have you been coaching?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
And you've had great success.
Yep.
Okay. You're a well-respected coach. You've earned your stripes now. Now you're going to go into another battlefield with a shot clock. Why does Adam Hall, with all the W's under your belt, need a shot clock?
Well, and as a reminder, you stopped carrying my games at Strasburg because we would hold the ball the last 2 minutes of the game or quarter just to take the last shot. So
yeah,
I know
the Strasburg fans were on me.
Some people are listening to this saying, "What's this guy talking about?" But the more that I've looked into this, and I think it's what we need to do. I mean, we talked about it last year, Charlie. Really, we should be following the European model of how they're handling things and how they're developing kids at such an early age. I mean, when you look at the NBA right now and you look at the better players in the NBA, they're from overseas. And we need to make a change. And like I said, 33 states already have. Pennsylvania just adopted. Kentucky just adopted. We need to get with it. And so here's where I think it's going to help the game. I think, and you can push back, I think you're going to have better game flow, game competitiveness. So there's going to be less stalling. There's going to be more possessions. I think it helps offset the new foul rule too, because it's harder to come back when you eliminate the 1-on-1 and you've automatically given teams 2 shots. It can make it harder to come back. So I think it offsets that. I think at the end of the game, the integrity of that end of game is going to be better from a standpoint of there is going to be reduced fouling because now you can play it out.
Right.
Strategic decision making, and I think games are going to be decided more by execution and less game manipulation. And then finally, I think you're going to have better coaching development, and you're going to have to develop better players. Your player development is going to have to be a lot better too. And listen, you could argue everything on the flip side as well. And I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just saying our job as an organization is to look at how can we continue to improve the game of basketball. And that's what we're trying to do.
All right, that was well said, my friend. You are a disciple of the shot clock, okay? And you're pushing it. And hold on, because we got to take our last time out, okay? All right, so having said that, we'll be back to wrap things up regarding the shot clock after you watch this from Adam's favorite automotive dealer. It's Ferris Chevrolet Toyota.
The all-new 2026 Chevy Equinox is here at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Sleek, smart, and ready for summer fun. With advanced tech, bold styling, and room for the whole crew, it's the perfect ride for every adventure. Stop in today, take a spin, and see why everyone's talking about the new Equinox. Ferris Chevrolet Toyota on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything was easy? Primetime Health Plan is easy to choose and easy to use. That's why we've had the highest customer service rating for 10 straight years. Call 330-363-7407 to get all the benefits you deserve. Medicare made easy with Primetime Health Plan. Primetime Health Plan is an HMO POS plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Primetime Health Plan depends on contract renewal. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system.
The American Professional Truck Driving School by Buckeye Career Center offers hands-on CDL training and expert-led classroom instruction to prepare you for success. Already trained elsewhere? No problem. Complete testing on-site at US America CDL Test Center by Buckeye Career Center. Register for training or to take your CDL test by calling today. Get the skills, get certified, get on the road with Buckeye Career Center.
We are back to the Big Time Sports Show tonight. Adam Hall and the Shot Clock Classic on the agenda. We've talked about a lot of things tonight so far in this final segment. I'm going to pose a question to Mr. Hall, and it goes like this, Adam. What are the next steps now to get the shot clock passed and implemented in Ohio high school basketball?
Sure. Well, we think from our associated standpoint, we're doing our part from hosting this event and sanctioning with the OHSAA the other events to continue to collect that data. Then what has to happen is, we have to continue to meet and have discussions with Doug Ute, the commissioner of the OHSAA. We got to get the Athletic Directors Association involved and have some conversations with them as well. And I'm not saying this is an easy process. It's obviously change, and like we talked about, those barriers, whether it's cost or workers, and that's where the AD's mind goes to. We're thinking from a pure basketball standpoint. That's where we're at. And I understand where the AD's at, and then Doug Ute's got to try to be the middleman and kind of figure out what's going to work and what's acceptable. And so we're still in that data collection phase, and then getting a proposal together, presenting it to the OHSAA, the OIAAA, and then having conversations and making decisions from there. But I think I can feel comfortable saying this, that once a decision's made, if there's ever a decision made for the shot clock, it's not going to be a next year type decision. It'll be a phase-in type approach to allow people time to finance the shot clocks and to get some experience running shot clocks. So it's not going to be like, hey, we're doing it and next year you have to do it.
Speaking of that, and you and I are going to split hairs a little bit here, but I'm a small school. I haven't been able to pass a school levy now. The last time we passed a school levy, Ronald Reagan was president, okay? Mm-hmm. Why? And I can't come up, I can tell you right now, guys, I can't come up with the money for a shot clock. So therefore, we are in a league, and the other school that we are supposed to play next Friday night, they have a shot clock. But guess what? We don't have a shot clock at our school. So what are we going to do now? This guy has a shot clock because of funds. This guy does. What do we do?
So I can't answer that completely, but what I feel comfortable saying is we would be looking at a 2 to 3 year proposal. So take that $6,000 or that $4,000 and divide that over the course of 3 years. I think that's manageable for schools. Like I said, we're not going to drop it all at once. Now, if you get in a situation like you said where a school just says we can't, I guess my question is it a can't or is it a won't?
Well, that's true. That's always that.
Because am I just saying I won't do it or I can't do it? Because I think most schools can. And then if it gets to that point where they don't do it, then that's above us. That's more of an OHSAA decision.
Let me throw this out, and I hope our good friend Doug Ute is watching the show.
Okay.
Okay, so if I can't come up with the funds for the shot clock, is there any monetary help that our buddies down at 4080 Rosalie could offer to help get that shot clock in my gym?
I can't answer that for the OHSAA, but what I can say is the OHSBCA will work with these companies to get the costs down as low as possible. Like I said, we've done stuff like this for football. There's no reason it can't be done for basketball, and it's coming, and at some point, I do believe that it's going to be required, and then they're not going to have a choice. We're at least saying we'd like to do this. Let's have an implementation period, a window, and let's see if we can't get this done.
70% of the coaches said yes.
Yep.
Of that 70%, Adam, what percentage of that 70% were girls coaches, and what's the difference?
I knew you would ask that, so I came
You
armed
were
with
prepared.
data.
Okay.
So,
You're always prepared.
So 74% of boys are for, 26 are against. 65% of girls are for, 35% are against. So it is slightly less on the girls' side.
Okay. All right. So, Adam, they tell me we've got 2 minutes to wrap things up, so I'm going to give the entire 2 minutes to you, okay? Sell this. Get a lot of people in that gym. It's the Shot Clock Classic. Go.
I get the whole 2 minutes?
You get the whole 2 minutes.
Okay, Charlie. But no, so just as a recap, December 27th and 28th, Canton McKinley Memorial Fieldhouse. Go to Canton McKinley Athletics. You can purchase tickets online, $7, or you can get them the day of for $10. That gets you in the entire day. There is no readmission, though, so if you want to leave, go get a bite to eat. You just have to pay to re-enter, which is still an unbelievable deal. We have great matchups throughout. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association. We'll be putting more out as we get close to the event. Obviously, we want to thank Charlie, we want to thank Big Time Sports for your support of the event. Obviously, this event can't happen without people like you stepping up to help support it.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate your kind words. All right, so there you have it. It's the Shot Clock Classic one more time. December 27th, December 28th, 5 games each day in the legendary Canton Fieldhouse. I want to thank Adam Hall, who wears many hats. I call him the director of the Shot Clock, but he is also deeply involved with the Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association. Adam, thanks for coming in today. Big Time Sports appreciates your time and effort. I think it's a good partnership between we and you, and hopefully we can pack the field house. Okay?
Absolutely, I agree.
So you never miss the Big Time Sports Show, so I know you know the song and dance when we close the door. Are you ready,
Yes, sir.
buddy?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Keep your socks high.
Your powder dry.
And Adam, let's do it together.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.